How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to Asagao Academy as part of my May date event of just doing a bunch of dating sims. This is probably going to be the last one I do this month is going to be Asagao. I don't see myself finishing it and being able to get another one under my belt before the end. But that's alright. I got plans I'm excited to get to after Asagao. So, we left off. I did my first date with PBG, who was Peanut Butter Gamer, her long-lost friend. I still can't get over the fact that they went with Peanut Butter Gamer instead of Austin, which is his actual name. It's still funny to me, though. Alright, and he invited me to join him as he recorded PB and J, which I think is supposed to be playing words for PB and Jeff. Unless PB and Jeff started out as PB and John. I honestly don't know. I haven't followed him that long. Alrighty then. Here we go. And you're on with PB and J. Thanks for calling. What do you want to talk about? Hi. When is the next episode of Minecraft Hardcore coming out? Thank you for your call. We're out of time on this segment. My bad, so now you can listen to the lovely sounds of this old man playing a ukulele. Oh my god. I like how he just completely avoided that question. Tells me how often he probably gets questioned about it. Phew, that was a close call. Nice one, bud. That doesn't sound like an old man on a ukulele. So did you check the listing on his screen? Oops. He sighed with relief and took a quick swig of water. It's a lot tougher than it looks, or sounds. Isn't it? A lot of people think we just sit around talking and playing games, but you run out of stuff to talk about. No one wants to hear about your 12th time spilling ice cream on your principal. The 12th? That sounds pretty interesting, actually. You get my point. Ever since I started working here, I began noticing more things. I had to figure out something to talk about, so I eavesdropped on the people around me. I became more curious in general. It helps me with ideas, for things to talk about. I can't fucking talk right now. This guy fancies him as somewhat of an expert in human interaction. Who does? Yeah. Me, of course. Look at her face. No, it's not that. You don't think I am? Careful, careful, the song's almost over. They replaced their headphones and cleared their throats. The tense sounds that filled the room before they started recording was my favorite part. You could almost hear the anticipation, the anxiety about stuttering the first line of introduction, stories being told through only seconds before. Welcome back to PBG. That was Take My Star by our resident rapper, Youngtown. Gotta love that guy. He is definitely not an old man. Nor does he play the ukulele, unless he does. We'll be taking the next few callers now. Hello, Junebug, you're on the air with PB and J. Oh wow, really? Cool. So I need some help. We'll do whatever we can to help you. What's up? Well, there's this girl. I'm out. No, wait, I've had a crush on her for ages and ages. I don't know what to do about it. How should I catch her attention? Are you friends with her? Oh, kind of. Do you talk to her often? No, not really. Yeah. Just try talking to her. I'm sure she won't bite your head off or anything. I'm not so sure. What kind of girl are you even pursuing? Well... How do you really know that you like her if you haven't spoken to her much? She's pretty. Right, just have a conversation with her. Befriend her. Not bribe her into dating you to see if you're compatible and then decide whether to ask her out. Jeez, this is the worst advice ever. What a jerk. Next caller. Hi, my name is Pickle. How do you know when you're in love? Whoa, too real. I wouldn't really know what to tell you. I've never been in love myself. Really? You haven't either? Well, his eyes slid over to me. No, not really. Oh, thank you. I feel like I was the only one. We're teenagers. We're too stupid to understand love. Thank you. I feel much better. Bye-bye. And you said I wasn't good at people. I stand by that statement. Next caller. Hello, I'm leading a sacred double life of a pop star here on campus, and I can't take the secrecy anymore. I want people to know my true passion. I don't like video games. I love music and magical girls. My name is... Hello? That guy sounded really familiar. That he did, John. That he did. Where had I heard that voice before? In video games? The show continued on for an hour, alternating between music, questions, and stories. Was that Jared that just called in? That might have been Jared. That sounded like it might have been Jared's voice clip. So I threw up. That is the best jobs interview story I've ever... Seriously, I want to hear what the rest of it was. Maybe for you. Anyway, that's all the time we have here, folks. Thanks for tuning into your spot in nightly neighborhood nutrition. This has been PB&J. Thanks for listening. They held their poses, both beaming, open-mouthed, then dropped it all at once as they switched off the air. Phew, good show today. I'll say, maybe next time we should eat some snacks and just narrate it. Oh, people would love that. As they packed up their things, a thought occurred to me. Do people ever think you do this radio show with Jeff? All the time. Literally every day. But obviously, if I did a show with Jeff, I'd call it PB and Jiff. Duh. Alright, I was wondering where the PB and Jeff joke was gonna come in, and you know what? I can't say I'm disappointed in that. The early morning sunlight filtered through our blinds, waking me from a dreamless sleep. It's already time for school again. The weekend with PBG seemed like a dream. And I was still sleeping. When I glanced at the clock, I saw 6:45. I had woke up before my alarm. Quietly, I gathered my things, went to the bathroom, changed, and brushed my teeth. It was so different in the dorms in the morning. Instead of the constant hum of blow dryers and irritable girls, there was an expectant silence. It would be like an asylum if it weren't for the pink walls and flowers on every door. Shaking my head, I returned to my room. As I reached to open the door, something caught my eye. A blank yellow envelope was taped to the door handle. Pulled it off and headed inside. Maya was just waking up, sitting bleary-eyed on the bed.
Hey,
What's that? An envelope. It was stuck to our door. Ah, a secret admirer already. Despite it being so early in the morning, Maya was as energetic as ever. No, I don't think so. I undid the envelope and pulled out the rough parchment paper beneath. Wow, this is fancy. Maya lunged at me, peering at the letter. Look at this. It's handwritten, in ink. She snatched it out of my hands. Hey. Oh my god, this is a love letter, but yet it's a poem. It's titled, Waving Hello. Ugh, no accounting for taste. Give me that. Snatch it back out of her hands. So pretty you are. You're kind of like the ocean. Blue and green water. Forever in your love. The admirer. It was a haiku. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is terrible. Who do you think wrote it? PBG? No, definitely not. Who says it's for me anyways? It says right there, you're kind of like the ocean. What, and you're not? Plus your eyes are green. You know, this poem, it's so generic. You could literally apply it to anyone.
This is so stupid.
Man, what kind of love poem is this? You have to be specific. Like, I love your effervescent sparkle, the mole just under your left armpit. And you should sign it too. Whoever wrote this is even worth it. You sure it wasn't PBG?
No.
Of course not. It's just... This doesn't seem like him. But what if it was from him? We did go to the festival together. He didn't seem interested then, and we only just got close again. I frowned. PBG sending me a love poem? The thought sat in my chest like a wet blanket. Whatever. She grabbed the letter and threw it on her desk. Unless this person learns how to write, let's not even bother. As she turned to grab her clothes, she muttered to herself. Jared would write a way better poem than that. Yeah, you're probably right. I started filling my bag with books for class, PBG still hovering in my mind. Really though, what if? I don't know, he seems dense enough to go for something like that. I don't know, just a thought. As soon as I walked in the door of the classroom, a tall ball of nervous energy greeted me.
Good morning.
Hana, hey! He was bouncing up and down on his heels and smiling like the Cheshire Cat. I felt fingers trail across my shoulders as Maya walked past. Told you so. I immediately flushed. Hey PBG, what's up? Well, our first game is coming up. Yeah, I remember you saying something about that before. I'd really like it if you could come. From across the classroom, I heard Mai snicker. Yeah, sure, I'll come. I'll definitely come and cheer you on. He clapped his hands together.
Adventure.
Great! That's great! This'll be an adventure. Oopsies. Soccer makes me really happy, so I'm glad we can share it together. Me too. I hope you do well. Break a leg. Oh, wait, do they say that in soccer? They do if you say it. Well, like, good luck. I'm just going to... I dashed to my desk and slammed myself into my chair. Moments later, PBG slid into his chair, too. Well, isn't that sweet? I'm sure it's not that romantic. Huh. But I still don't think he's the one who wrote the poem. What are you talking about? You heard him on the radio and you saw how nervous he was just now. Yeah, but someone else could have taken his advice. You said yourself that everyone listens to PB&J. He's only nervous because the first big game is coming up. He's crazy about soccer. You know that. Yeah, soccer, games, and peanut butter. I get it. I don't know what the peanut butter is really part of it. What? But it's his actual name. Have you ever actually seen him eat any? Well, now that you mention it, no, but... Class, you would do well to shut your yaps today, or I will attack you. Wow, she's angry. You know, there's something precious and beautiful about youngsters. Finding love. She slammed her hand on the desk, driving her nails into it. Yes, so beautiful how even 5th and 6th graders can meet, cross racial boundaries, capture magical cards, and fall in love together, and actually follow through in the promises to love each other in the future. So find someone to love while you're young, or all the good men will be snatched up. She grabbed a piece of chalk and started vigorously drawing a diagram of Summoner's Rift. We were skipping right to geography. Whatever kept us from imminent death was fine by me. Yeah, she does, wow. She's got issues. She's got some shit to fix. So, wow, Hana's really getting into this. I'm sorry I wasn't reading any of that. It was the debut of PBG's and Asagao's first soccer game. It was bright and hot, and the team was in rough shape. Hair matted foreheads, sweat dripped down their backs, but they kept playing. The score was 1-2 against Hateful High. So what, they're going up against pigeons? I couldn't tell whether it was the heat or my excitement, but every now and then I swore I saw the other players shift into something like burp. I don't even know how the fuck to handle this one. But then when I told Mai, that is the single weirdest thing I've heard, a high school filled with birds, I played it off as a joke. Right now, the ball was in the other team's court. Field? How did people play soccer again? Watch out! One of the other players shot the ball at the goal. Block it, block it, block it, block it. The goalie, an older student who kind of resembled PBG, caught the ball. Oh, thank goodness. Put a hand on my chest and tried to calm my rapidly beating heart. Hey, Hana. I didn't know you were so into soccer, Hana. I didn't either. PBG, originally on the first side of the field, jogged back to the middle. As a forward, I think he said his job was to shoot the ball, basically, or something. Yes, the forward's job is to be on the offense at almost all times. Their job is to steal the ball and get it to the opposing goal. That was never my job. I was always mid or defense. I was not an attacker by any means. I was much better at defense. I tried to be. I was actually a terrible soccer player. Which, oh yeah, I played soccer for 2 years. I was awful. I barely got any time out on the field. I did soccer just to try and lose some weight. It didn't work. I was much more interested in my track career, which never went anywhere, but it was still fun while it lasted. The other team called a timeout. As he waited, PBG turned to the stands, scanning the crowd. He paused as his eyes skimmed over me, then beamed and waved. You could probably see my hair from a mile away. I waved back. You can do it. I believe in you. Reeve looked at surprise across his face, and he gave me a thumbs up. Oh, they're starting again. Alright, what's unrealistic about this, though, at least in my experience while playing soccer, there are no angry parents screaming at the kids and screaming at the refs for, making bad calls and everything like that. And there's no refs off to the side taking bribes from a school. Not gonna lie, that fucking happened, man. We could never prove it, but it was clearly that it happened. We had a school that when we went against them, we knew damn well we were never gonna win if it was on their home field, because the refs were in their fucking pocket. It was fucking awful. Can't remember the name of the school now, but I'm not about to throw them under the bus or anything. It was near the end of the game. The score was still 1-2, but this time Asagao had the ball. Jeff was dribbling up the side of the field. Someone got in his way, and he passed the ball to Dean, the center forward. Dean dodged left, then right. Only 10 seconds left. They were coming closer and closer to the goal. Dean, here! Dean glanced up at PBG, but as someone stepped in front of him, he reflexively kicked the ball towards Jeff. The ball was intercepted by a player from hot to full high. As the timer ticked down, all the spirit left the Asagao team. The crowd around me clapped politely as the other team cheered. First game of the season was a loss. Ah, that... Ooh. Ooh, that sucks. That one hurts. Oh shit, give me a sec. Haven't felt like this in a few days. I thought I was past the hard breathing. Okay. Okay. People rose to leave, obscuring my vision of PBG. I stepped onto the bleachers, but still, I'm so damn short. It's fine, we'll meet him out on the field. Gerard, Vi, and I waited until most of the sweaty crowd passed and then walked to the edge of the field. The team was crowded in a circle just a few feet away. Next time, but don't feel bad. Overall, we had a really good game. We should do some more team drills, I think, and a bit of work on our passing so it doesn't happen again, though. Our next game, we should probably head back. What? Why? When PBG gets like this, it takes him forever to come back to the real world. Once, it took us 2 hours just to get him off the field. Yeesh. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's, holy hell. We turned and immediately Yellow Jackets filled our vision. Hey guys, bummer about the game, right? That other team had us on our toes the whole time. Couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was pretty upsetting. I hope PBG's alright. Gleam appeared in Luke's eyes. PBG, I'm sure he'll be fine. I don't like that look. There's always the next game, though. This one shouldn't hurt us too bad as long as we win all the rest. No pressure, though. Yeah, no pressure. Would PBG be alright? An odd noise came from Luke, and he cleared his throat. Anyway, we gotta go, so, we'll see you later. Wait, we do? Yeah, dude, let's go. Later. If you say so. Bye, guys. That was odd. Don't mind them, they're always strange. Wait, were they acting weird? I didn't notice. Case in point. As I have volleyball practice, so I should get going. I have to head out too, but speaking of practice, are you keeping up with that puzzle game? Oh yeah, totally, it's great, I'm learning a lot. Good, the tournament's in only a month, so give it your best. I will. I should go practice. Oh. Sat in the cafeteria, hunched over my phone. Pink-haired Fury versus Rated S Games. Go. I mashed up my phone as fast as my fingers could fly. Blocks flew across the screen, tiny soldiers lining up in front of my castle, waiting for the next attack. Look out! A horde of flying zombies ascended on top of my tiny soldiers, decapitating them in comic cartoon fashion. Dumbadoom cartwheeled overhead. Gotta be kidding me. You lose. I threw my phone on the table in disgust. Jeez. What's wrong, Hannah? Nothing. This game, it's so much harder when you're playing against other people. I thought I was good at this thing. I thought I could be helpful, but right now I feel like I'm just going to embarrass myself. Competitive mobile games are rough. Some people don't do anything but play these things. They'll get better with practice. Jimmy stared at me blankly.
Well, what are you
Of course it's that easy. You pick up the phone, you play again until you beat someone. There's literally no other way you can do this. Competing in the tournament is really something you want to do. You should put your all into it, even when you fail. Unless you weren't really serious when you started. Of course I was serious. Start playing again. He picked up my phone and held it out to me. It's not that simple. If I lack the skill, I lack the skill. No one to practice will help me better. You're too young and way too idealistic. Young? I'm only 2 years younger than you. You know what it really is? You're too lazy and too scared. You're letting your fear get the better of you. Whatever, if that's really something you want to do, you can just lose the tournament and let us win the cup. I don't care. He dropped my phone on the table and stalked away. That was wrong. Jeez, what's his problem? Looked at my phone on the table, the flashing game over screen showing the profile picture of my conqueror. Loser. Picking up the phone, I started a new game. Good luck. Yeah, that's the right answer to do. I felt wrong the second I clicked that. Next day, it was winding down after lunch, getting ready for another few hours of class. I was busy joking with Jared, so I went to dump my tray by myself. Hey, Hana! I jumped. The fork and plate on my tray clattered, but thankfully didn't fall off. Oh, hey, what's up? Well, I wanted you to know what you thought of our game yesterday. I tried to find you, but I think you just left. Did you not like it? He watched me anxiously, tapping his fingers against the palms of his hands. A memory floated in my mind. PBG and I were in my parents' old kitchen trying to make brownies. We put the batter in the bowl and used an electric mixer. But the bowl was more fragile than originally thought, and it shattered when I ran it too hard against the edge. My mother's footsteps raced towards the kitchen, and I started crying. BBG, tapping his finger against his palm like that, nudged me to the side and stood in front of the bowl. My mom thought he did it. After she threw us out on the porch, he hugged me until I stopped crying. Don't worry, Hana. We've got cookies at my house. You can have all of mine. He's never allowed back in our kitchen, but I didn't get in trouble either. And the cookies were delicious. You didn't like it, did you? BBG's sad voice brought me back to reality. I'm sorry, I was just remembering something we did back when we were little. You remembered me? But to answer your question, I really like the game. No offense, but I was surprised. I thought I wouldn't like it, but I got into it. Yeah. I knew it. I knew you'd love it. Wasn't he saying he thought I hated it just a few seconds ago? You were always so competitive when we were little. I didn't think that changed. You remembered that about me? Of course, I could never forget you. I turned and dumped my tray to hide the blush slowly creeping over my face. Oh, it's adorable. Let me get that. PBG grabbed the empty tray out of my hands and ambled over to the depository. I took deep breaths and smacked my cheeks. Calm down, Hana. This wasn't a big deal. But it made me really happy that he remembered me. Didn't make any new friends when I moved to Amarisu. Often as a kid, I'd look at the blue feather PBG gave me and wonder whether he missed me at all. But as time went on, he never answered my letters. I figured he'd forgotten about me. I always concluded I missed him more than he missed me. Apparently I was wrong. Want to walk to class together? Huh? I glanced around for Mai, but she was nowhere to be found. Sure. At the cafeteria, the day was warm and slightly muggy, making my blazer feel heavy. Glanced at PBG. How are you not dead from wearing that jacket all the time? Oh, these jackets are super fancy. Asagao costs so much to go to, and it's such a nice school that they want everything to reflect that kind of quality. So these jackets are somehow breezy and nice when it's hot, but really comfortable when it's cold. I don't super get it. Sometimes people act like our wearing this is some kind of status symbol. They're just too comfortable not to wear. I wanted one. As we reached the door to the classroom, PBG hesitated. What's wrong? Well, do you want to meet up tomorrow? We could play games or something. Of course, if you don't want to, it's totally... I fucking right clicks. It's totally fine. You don't have to. I just thought it could be fun, and I haven't seen you one-on-one for a while, so... Where at? My room. Oh, but not like that. Just hanging out. Would that be cool? He fidgeted. I'd love to. Oh, it's adorable. He relaxed. It seemed whenever he got nervous, he tensed up like crazy. I didn't know what was happening until he released it all in one go. Great, come on over whenever you want. I'll be around. We parted to our separate sides of the room. John glanced between me and PBG and instantly smacked him one on the side of the arm, laughing. Turned around to look at Mai. What's wrong with you? I was completely out of it. I've never seen her so gone. If I wasn't mistaken, her face was red. Mai, did something happen? What? She looked at me. Hana, when did you get here? A minute ago. Are you okay? You look out of it. Yeah, I'm fine. Give me a sec here. I accidentally hit the button for my light. Yeah, I'm fine. She stared at the edge of her desk, refusing to say any more. Should I press her? It wasn't like Mai to stay so quiet. Something must have happened. Maybe I shouldn't ask. Mai? Class, sit down and shut up. Today we're going to be talking about proportions and height differentials. Now, the height of a woman is never a good reason not to date her. Ouch. It was going to be a long day. She has terrible luck with men, it would seem. Like, how many times has she fucking failed with the men? With men at this point? Too damn many. Maybe she should start looking into women. I don't know. Just a thought. So it came that I was standing in front of PBG's dorm room. Heart pounding, fist up in the air. You can do this, Anna. Just knock. Never set up a time, so what if noon was too early? What if I knocked and he answered and completely forgotten? What if he didn't want to hang out anymore? What if I was late? And then there was the fact that, well, he was a boy and I was going to be hanging out in a boy's room, alone. Of course, I trusted PBG wholeheartedly, and it's not like he was just any boy, he was basically a brother to me. Just because I had recently reacquired fond memories of him, didn't necessarily mean I could trust him. He might not be the same person. Oh my god, Hana, knock on the door. Hey, is something wrong? Yeah. Just stood over my shoulder squinting at me. What are you doing here? I'm, here to see PBG. He tilted his head to the side. So you are. Sorry, am I in your way? Nope. Okay then. Who was that? Space Hamster, I believe? I believe so. I don't remember now. How long is he going to stand there staring at me? Why wasn't he moving? Was he waiting for me? I didn't want him knowing I was going to PBG's room, but what else was I supposed to say?
Bye.
I'll see you later, Hana. With that, he turned on his heel back the way he came. I fucking right-clicked again. Nope. He turned on his heel back the way he came. These guys were the worst. They'd be the death of me. There was no way they wouldn't. And get some cookies. That'll be good. Hana! Oh, PBG, hi. I'm here? Oh, yeah, you are. I almost thought you weren't coming. Oh, am I late? No, of course not. I was just overthinking things again. Never mind. Come in. Aren't you just leaving? He paused and stared into space over my head. Was I just... Oh! No worries. I don't need to leave if you're here, though. I'm sorry I don't have any cookies for you. You were going to get me cookies? What kind of hangout sesh doesn't have cookies? Let's go get them then. Okay. He's right. Cookies are always necessary. Cookies are great. The fluorescent lights buzzed above our heads as we prowled the school store. A small area connected to the cafeteria that reminded me of a gas station. I picked myself up some strawberry milk and followed behind PBG as he strode up and down the snack aisle, muttering, I haven't had strawberry milk in years. I think now I need to get some because just thinking about it made me realize I'm craving that suddenly. Too rough, not quite the ones. It's kind of funny, to be honest. First, he gave off the impression that he didn't take anything seriously. It was just a big giant playground and PBG was rolling around it, trying not to hurt anyone. Well, it seemed as if something he took seriously. Soccer, friendships, or even something as silly as snacks. Unhealthy. Is it so much to ask to find a good? He took it very seriously. Do you not have a favorite kind of cookie? PBG jumped and spun around to look at me. Had he forgotten I was here? Yeah, I do, but I was kind of looking for something else. They don't have it? They might. I just don't remember which one it was. I think they changed the packaging or something. What are you looking for? His face darkened and he started to pout. I didn't want to tell you. Why not? He stamped a foot and glared at a row of cookies. I wanted it to be a surprise. I laughed. How is it going to be a surprise when I'm standing right next to you? It's not the same thing. Do you remember those cookies we always got at the corner store? They came with little toys. They were awesome. And we split them half and half, so you got the cookie and I got the toy. I wanted those again. Those are illegal now. What? Why? Kids choked on the toys, I think. His eyes narrowed. Charles. Charles? The kid of the new generation. As exemplified by Charles, he's ruining everything, and will continue to do so for the rest of our lives. Oh, really? PBG raised a fist in the air, staring into the sky. Curse you, Charles! What? This isn't funny. This is awful. No, it's really funny. In the end, we decided to get the faithful standby, chocolate cookies, and headed back to his dorm. So busy laughing at the register that I didn't notice him paying for my drink until all was said and done. Then he handed it back to me. I said thanks, but an odd feeling sat in my stomach. This wasn't a date, right? I liked PBG, but I didn't think I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Okay, we sat on the floor of PBG's dorm room, a small monitor, and a Wii in front of us. I hate that it took me that long to figure that one out. He waved to two game boxes on the floor. Here we have Marionette Party and Stupendous Stomping Sisters. Which one do you want to play? I heard of both games. Marionette Party was the type of game you played when you wanted to end your friendships. SSS was the game we played last week. And the friendship. God, I just played a game of Super Mario Party today with my friend. Me and my wife had a couple of our friends over. And, oh my God, I played some Super Mario Party. And it felt good. It felt so good. And even though my friend came from behind, he probably should have won, I pulled it off in the end because I had, like, 10 coins more than him. I stared at the boxes doubtfully. I don't think I want to end my friendship with you. What? So let's play Stomp. Fine by me. He put the disc into the Wii and started up the console. In no time, I picked our characters and are having one-on-one battle. No. I'm not just going to let you take all the Noki balls. It's the only way I can save myself. You're spamming down B. No, I'm not. PBG's Pika-Chomp jumped across the castle grounds chasing after my pink ball of fluff. Not fair. There's no real way I could use my Rock Smash attack if he was just going to spam down B. Oh my God, yeah, Pikachu's down B can stop Kirby's down B. The Fluff Ball might go invulnerable for a few seconds, but the lightning was too quick. This was the worst. There's no way in hell I'm going to lose. Give it up, I've been playing this way longer than you. I threw another Noki ball at him, and he jumped over it and landed in front of me. I lifted into the air and tried to shift it into rock form. He quickly tapped down B. Game! We stared at the screen in amazement. What just happened? The ending screen came up. There was my pink ball of fluff dancing away in the center of the screen. I think I won? I just shut off the screen like a rocket. I didn't even think you hit me. I'm sorry? He rolled his eyes. Don't apologize for beating me, jeez. I held my tongue, resisting the urge to apologize again. Let's play again. We clicked through the ending screen. PBG adjusted the stock option to 3 lives and started up another battle. 3, 2, 1, go! There's no way you're winning this round, though. Oh my God, that's adorable. I love it. I threw myself into the game, deciding to forego my stone strategy in favor of non-stop stomp attacks. So, did you get to play games a lot after I left? Decided he wasn't really trying to distract me from kicking his ass, I responded. No, not at all, actually. Your house was pretty much the last time I ever got to play a game. Couldn't really afford that kind of thing, even before we moved. Oh, I'm sorry. Now it's my turn to tell you not to apologize. Smashed his Pikachu to the side of the screen and waited while he ran his way back to me. Oh, but I did bring a game to Asagao, kind of. My dad bought me a new 4DS before I left. Wait, a new 4DS or a new 4DS? I don't know what you mean. Never mind. The thing is, he didn't buy me any games for it. He didn't realize he had to buy the games separately. Oh, that's adorable. Isn't it? So I just have this 4DS and nothing to play on it except for the mini games that come with it. Yeah. You should borrow one of my games. That would be so... Wait, no, there's no way I could afford to replace one of his games if I broke it somehow. I couldn't take one, not in good conscience. Never mind, I have to practice for the tournament, so I can't borrow any games from you. I'd play those instead. I guess so. Rolled around his Pika-Chomp and smashed him with my hammer. He flew off the edge of the screen. Game! Man, not again. I know I'm bad at games, but this is ridiculous. Okay, no more distractions. Let's go. PBG was really, really bad at video games. How did he even make it onto a tournament team? If he was one of the founders, it wasn't like they could just kick him out. Yeah. These cookies were totally worth it. They're surprisingly good, actually. I dusted my fingers off my skirt and took another one. But Hana, you're really good at games considering you've never played them before. Huh, you think so? You beat me 7 times and it's only your 2nd time playing Stomp. I felt kind of bad. PBG loves games. It must be hard to be so bad at them. Not true. There are plenty of games that I am god-awful at. Like, the worst. But I still play them because I love video games. And that's what this... And that's why I made this channel. Because you know what? I'm not popular. I don't get a lot of views, but... I get to enjoy my games, and I get to share it out onto the internet. And you know what? That's some good shit. And PBG does the same damn thing. Although I'm pretty sure actual PBG is actually really good at games. That being said, I've never watched his gameplay channel. I probably should, though. Depending on what he's got on there. If he does like mostly just Stardew Valley, I don't know if I'll watch. Because I'm not big into Stardew Valley. Plus, remembering the awkward tension in the air when I first beat him, he was probably more than aware of it. Sorry about that. No. You're not allowed to feel bad for beating me. Do you understand? If you're awesome at something, be awesome at it. Screw everyone else. God, that is such great advice. As long as we had fun, nothing else really matters. Yes! Oh! I can get behind that thought. There's no such thing as wasted time if you enjoyed yourself. Heat crept up into my cheeks. It's probably that attitude that let me beat you in the first place. Whoa, whoa, low blow, Hana. We laughed. I took a sip of my strawberry milk, the taste clashing with the pure chocolate cookies. But, I'm really glad I got to play with you again, Hana. I mean it. I missed you, and, this is nice. I'm happy. Okay, I was definitely blushing now. So, direct. I couldn't remember the last time I told someone something like that. Heck, I had a hard time telling my own father how much I appreciated him. I had to summon all of my strength just to stammer out a reply. Me too. PBG beamed at me. His smile was really nice. And, geez, had he always been so tall? Good lord. John appeared over the side of his bed, headphones around his ears. He threw a pillow at PBG. Oh my god, has John been here the whole fucking time? It whizzed across the room and smacked him right in the face. He collapsed onto the floor. I squeaked and rushed to his side. Get a room. Oh my god, John. 4 hours later, I finally got back to my dorm. It was really fun. I wouldn't mind doing it again. I didn't realize it, but I missed PBG. And in the most random of ways, he ended up back in my life. Must be fate. We were meant to be friends forever, and I wasn't about to let go of him this time. Humming softly, I opened the door.
Hey.
I'm back.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome back to Earth. How was your trip? You were gone for days. I sat at her desk, a piece of paper in front of her. Don't be so dramatic. What are you doing? Take a look at this. She handed the paper to me. I tilted toward the light and began to read. Red flower. A flower. It needs some sunlight indeed. Before it grows up, it starts as a seed. Its potential is great, but first there is fear. A shadow that's wandering near. Will it blossom, I wonder? My heart is so pure. This relationship flower is a metaphor. As if it shall grow from finding the rain, her red petals emerge, sweeping over my heart's terrain.
Really?
Another one? My side. Just as vague as the first. At this rate, we'll never figure out who wrote them. Or who they're talking about. A red flower. Look at your fucking hair, girl. Are we sure this isn't a joke? I mean, this is so bad. Mai jumped out of her chair and came to look over my shoulder. Well, it is bad enough to be a joke, but this will be a lot of effort just to make fun of us. It's not like they can see our reactions either, so it's really in it for them. Maybe they want us to get invested, or they'll invite us to confess? Wow, that was a hearty laugh. Oh shit, did it stop raining? Damn, I was hoping it would rain through the night. I'd sleep great if that happened. You think they wanted to make us fall in love with them? I shrugged. If they did, they should have written something better than this baloney. Yeah, I guess you're right. Mai went back to her desk and pulled out a book. Senpai Noticeability 101, How to Catch and Keep an Older Man. There's nothing we can do about it, short of interrogating everyone we know, so we might as well let it alone. Yeah, I didn't want to sit and wait for something to be done about this. The first one was so bad it was hilarious, neither of us really took it seriously. Now that there was another, it raised too many questions. How much longer will this continue? What was it building to? Who sent it? And were their feelings genuine? I wanted to know. I'd never been good at waiting for answers. I was the kind of person who asked what was happening in a movie when it hadn't told us what was going on. I wanted answers. Maybe I could ask the other girls in the dorm? Someone might have seen who did it. Ha! She didn't even look up from her book. If anyone saw it, they'd have read it too. They'd have taken it or would already be asking about it. The girls here are way too nosy, and we live too close together for them to just let it be. Couldn't hurt. Mai blew her hair impatiently. If you want to waste your time, go ahead. I sighed. Choose right ahead, none of the things I needed to do. My eyes slid over my cell phone, which I left charging on my desk. There were only 4 weeks left until the tournament. Folded the note in a neat square and shoved it to the back of my drawer, out of sight. How was hanging with PBG? It was fun. Mai glanced over me at the top of her book. What? Nothing, nothing. Tell me, did PBG mirror your movements in any way? Mirror? My gaze drifted from her face to the book in her hands. You've got to be kidding me. PBG and I are not like that. Well, did he? He was sitting next to me the whole time, and he did get really close to me after a while, and he was so warm, and it was nice to lean against him. That was just because he made me feel safe. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. Maya was watching me closely, and now she lifted her chin to the air as she turned away. Okay, whatever you say, I believe you. You two are friends, and nothing more. Yeah, well, good. We really are, though. He's like a brother to me. He's safety, not love, Maya grunted. Sucks to be him. Pardon? Nothing. You're friends then. Yeah. Did she think he had a crush on me? I mean, no. Picked up my phone and loaded the puzzle game, trying to ignore the strange sinking feeling in my chest. Didn't have time for this. There was a tournament to win. Time to get to work. Oh, chapter 3 already? I was in chapter 1 for a while. And I just... Wow. Alright, let's do a quick save then. Go, PBG! I stood atop my seat at the bleachers, screaming my throat hoarse. I can't believe people think I'm the loud one. I should have brought earplugs. Asagao was playing another game today. After the loss early in the season, they couldn't afford another one. The score was tied 1-1, and there was only a few minutes left until halftime. PBG called the team into a huddle where they stood, head bows, and necks tense. I really don't want to repeat it last time. None of us do, but it's okay if it happens. It's just high school soccer. Don't let PBG catch you saying that. He's more than just the captain of the team. He can be a little obsessive.
Oh, I know that.
A little? You don't know the half of it. You haven't known him as long as I have. I glared at him as he held his hands up in self-defense. You can't blame me for stating the facts, ma'am. And you can't look at me like that. I'm your class president. I'll throw you in the brig. I won't vote for you this year. Ouch. Man, I thought you were nice. My point is, it's better that we win for everyone's sake. Care to elaborate further? Paul shook his head and pointed to the field. Asagao was taking up their position again. You know, considering that this is a game that takes place in Japan, I'm actually really kind of impressed that they're not calling it football. Like, honestly, I think that would probably make a lot more sense. Whoa. That was concerning for a second there. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I might actually have to... I think I'll probably go for only another half hour. I think me playing host today and just running around all ragged is it's fucking with me. I'm more exhausted than I was yesterday somehow, even though yesterday was the cleaning day. There was 1 minute left on the clock. The ball was in Asagao's possession, and Dean was dashing forward on the field. Two players came at him, trying to take the ball from him. Dean looked around in a panic. He wasn't the best at avoiding danger. PBG raised his hand from across the field, running towards Dean. Dean passed the ball to him. A perfect pass. If PBG got it, he'd be able to score. There was only one in the way. PBG, go! But the ball went in between his legs into the possession of the other team. Asagao sprinted across the field, trying to prevent another goal, but PBG stood where he was, apparently in shock. PBG, what are you doing? Move, PBG, they're going to score on us, come on! But he didn't move. Polite applause sputtered through the stadium, and halftime was called. Jones put a hand on PBG's shoulder, and he finally stepped out of it, looking at the score. His eyes grew wide. McJones gave him a punch towards the bench, and PBG, shaking his head, let himself be led there. God, that did not go well. They can still come back from it. They still can. When halftime was over, the team headed back to the field, without PBG. He sat on the bench, watching the game with his hands covering his mouth. Let's hope we win. Uh-oh. We did. With PBG on the sidelines, it was much easier for him to catch the plays of the other team and call for timeouts to counter them. In the end, his direction of the team led to victory, even if his playing did not. Come on, we should go congratulate him. Should we? They won, didn't they? You can go ahead if you want. I'm gonna head back. Got to work on the big campaign speech, you know. But maybe if he seems kind of out of it, you should give him some space.
See you later.
Sure, see you later. Paul waved and headed off. Mai and I waited through the crowd and stood behind the bench where PBG was finishing up his speech to the team. Amazing. I've never been prouder. We've never been more of a team than today. Go have fun tonight. Tomorrow we'll have practice, same as usual. We're going after the Moray Strikers next week, so we can't let ourselves get complacent. See you guys then. He dismissed the team and turned to the bench. For a split second, there was a look I had never seen before on his face. Then he saw us. Oh, you came again. Yeah, congratulations on winning. That team did great, didn't they? All thanks to your direction. He shook his head. There's no saying what would have happened if the team did really well. Do you want to go get ice cream or something? We should celebrate. No. Any other time I would. I mean it, but I have homework I should catch up on. I've been neglecting it lately. You always neglect it. It's about time I should catch up then. Let's see you some other time, Hana. He grabbed his duffel bag and headed off to the field. That's not where Bluebell House is. He's really not doing well, is he? No, he's not, but it looks like seems like he wants to be alone. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to push it. I don't like it, but I guess he made his decision. Mai smiled at me. Yes? Oh, nothing. I'm just happy to see my little Hana growing up so fast. Pardon? She clapped hands on my shoulders and pushed me back towards campus. Come on, dinner's almost over. I want a hot dog. Together in the dying sunlight, we walked to the cafeteria. Still, I couldn't stop worrying about what was going on with PBG. I'll be able to talk to him tomorrow. No use worrying about it until then. A few days went by, and at first everything seemed fine. PBG wasn't acting any different from the usual, aside from the occasional brooding look or nervous twitch. Class started to get harder as we neared midterms, and Shizuka was taking no prisoners. Miss Santos, sit up straight. Yes, Miss Shizuka, I'm sorry. As time passed, she seemed to only get angrier and angrier. Mai said yet another guy had dumped her, but I wasn't so sure. Asagao Academy had a huge reputation to fill. There's no reason it was known as a rich kid school anymore. They accepted scholarship students like me to help pull the grades of the students who got in purely because of money. The rest of the students were accepted based on merit, combination of talent, looks, and smarts. If the academy fell in its rankings, the more well-to-do families would pick a better school to send their children to. That would be devastating for them. So midterms were a big deal. A gentle snoring filled the classroom, steadily growing louder. Students were glancing around, trying to locate the source. PBG? PBG sat straight as a stick in his desk, his eyes closed. How would PBG have fallen asleep? There weren't any extra practices the Normal Boots Club were having, nor the soccer team. I waved empathetically to Shane, who began to prod PBG inside. Turnips. Uh-oh. Miss Shizuka stalked over to the desk and slammed a ruler across the surface. Mr. Butter Gamer, I believe you could use some help staying awake. No, sorry, I was just up studying too late, so... Quiet! She slammed the ruler against his desk again, then leaned towards him until their faces were an inch apart. For an instant, I thought they would kiss. I hate men who lie. She straightened up and pointed to the back of the classroom. Perhaps standing would help keep you awake. Yes, ma'am. Yuji stood and slunk to the back of the room as giggles skittered across the class. Oh, do I hear a few people wanting to join him? The giggles silenced immediately. If I hear any more interruptions, you will all have 12-page paper to turn in tomorrow morning. Holy shit. Shut up. The rest of the class passed comparatively uneventfully as we united in the universal desire to not have homework. Never had I more strongly felt I belonged at Asagao. PBG stood in the back like a solemn soldier staring at the blackboard, hardly even blinking. Wait, he wasn't blinking? As the bell rang, I sprang out of my seat and went to PBG. He drew eyes on his eyelids. More than that, he fell asleep standing up. PBG, wake up. I shoved him. I didn't mean to. Please don't take the pixel. What? What? He blinked at his surroundings, then looked down at me.
Good morning.
Oh, Hana, it's nice to see you right when I wake up. Man, this day is going to be good. It's lunchtime. We're already in class. He squinted, glancing around him. Oh, so we are. Why are you so tired? Is there something you need help with? He scratched the back of his head, then smiled. Nope. I thought you were doing the eye thing again. The eye thing? Yeah, falling asleep standing up is PBG's specialty. This has happened before? Oh yeah, you see there's one time when we were crossing the Atlantic on a boat, and I needed a coat rack for Jock to stand on. So I just used him. What? It was only for 3 weeks. 3 weeks? John, are you insane? I gave him bathroom breaks. What, you think I'm a monster? PBG yawned and glanced at the clock. I think I'm going to take lunch by myself today. If I take a nap now, I can last through the rest of class. But are you sure? I can at least watch over you. You don't want to continue always drawing something on your face. Again. No, it's fine. Really, I'm okay. With that, he slipped out of the classroom. John, has he been sleeping well? Yeah, I think so. It's just sleep, Hana. Half the kids in this class are perpetually sleep deprived. You don't have to be so worried. Well, yeah, but this happens with him every now and then. In a while, he'll be back to normal. If you say so. Well, I do. Come on, let's go to lunch. We headed for the cafeteria. I was watching for PBG, still feeling a little concerned. To my surprise, he wasn't there. We hadn't left that long after him, though. So shouldn't we have at least run into him down the line? Unless he hadn't gone to lunch. He was skipping food to sleep. My throat tightened. The whole situation was filling me with panic, and I had no idea why. I don't know, maybe because he's kind of ignoring base needs right now. So, why was I so worried? Hey, Hana? I turned to face Mai, my key hovering before the door's lock. We haven't gotten any notes from your secret admirer, have we? Your secret admirer? Sure. You win some, you lose some. I guess so. Let's get started on those brain exercises. I don't like the fact that I'm 90. Ugh, I hate this. Mai clawed her hands through her hair, screaming as a small piece of paper lying on her desk. Why does anybody need calculus? Who uses calculus? Who uses school? Well, don't answer that. It was a relatively cool night, but in response to that, the academy had turned on the heaters. That meant it was abysmally hot in our dorm room, and our pajamas stuck to our skin when we moved. Even I didn't want to be working on homework anymore. Want to take a walk? I stood and walked to the door. Please. Yeah. Alright, let's do a quick save. Oh, it's so much nicer outside. You know what? I've been there. Just gets way too fucking hot and muggy inside your home or something. You gotta step outside and just feel better. I used to do that at work all the time, where it's like if we were slow enough, I would actually just get up and and step outside for a little while and just feel better. The evening air cooled our sweat, and a soft breeze ruffled our hair. We left after curfew, so no one was roaming the walkways as we picked our way across campus. We were rounding the corner of Bluebell House when Mai stopped. Do you hear that? Hear what? Sound of something being hit echoed through the air. No one's supposed to be out this late. I think it came from over here. Mai took off in the direction of the soccer field. I really don't think we should be investigating. But Mai was already too far gone. Carefully, I tiptoed after her. There, look! Mai grabbed my hand and yanked me down behind a bush. It's PBG. What's he doing? I peered out from behind the bush. She was right. PBG stood in the middle of the field, bouncing a soccer ball from his head to his foot and back again. It looks like he's practicing? Suddenly, PBG punted the ball into the air before him and raced after it. A loud grunt echoed across the entire field as he kicked the ball into the net. Damn it. He ran to the ball, kicked it out of the middle of the field, and shot it into the net again. Damn it! What's wrong with him? I don't know. I've never seen him so angry. Me neither. We shifted closer together, an unspoken thought passing between us as PBG shot the goal again. He was scary. Maybe we should get out of here. I looked at PBG. He was drenched with sweat and panting up a storm. Another yell echoed across the field. This time he kicked the ball past the goal and went chasing after it. Now's our chance, Hannah. Come on. I mean, I kind of want to go talk to him, but he's clearly not having a good time. Okay, mistake. No, I can't just leave him alone out here. He's clearly upset. I don't think he wants to be interrupted. Hannah? I stalked in the middle of the field and the dew on the grass moistening my pant legs. Hana, what are you doing here? That's what I should be asking you. Are you alright? Why are you doing this at night? His shoulders hunched and an angry look I'd never seen before across his face. It's not really any of your business, is it? You're obviously not okay and you're upset of something. Why didn't you tell me? He didn't respond, instead twisting the soccer ball between his hands. You should stop. Get some rest. This is crazy, PBG. You're wearing yourself out. If you're done, I need to get back to work. Are you kidding? Seriously? I came out here to be alone. Go back to bed, Hana. No, I'm not leaving unless you come with me. I'm going to stay up all night with you. You'll have to deal with me. My hands were shaking, so I folded them and stood my ground. Hana, don't do this, please. I want you to do what's best for you. A long silence stretched between us. Finally, PBG dropped his ball on the ground and nudged it towards the goal with his foot. I've got work to do, Hana, but I can't believe you would do this. I'm just trying to help you. Help? Really? Because you think you know what's best for me? You think you know better than I do? Leave. My heart stopped. You know, I knew that he wasn't gonna like it, but I think it's something he needed to see that he was actually worrying her. He never spoke to me that way before. It was cold and he turned away as if he couldn't stand to look at me. A lump formed in my throat and my anger cooled. I turned and ran. Hana. I dashed past mine up the field, only stopping when I ran out of breath. Stupid. He didn't get it. He just didn't get it. What he was doing wasn't healthy. It was obvious. I wasn't trying to control him. I was just worried. Hana. Mai came up behind me, rubbing my back. Come on, Hana. Let's head back. Mai and I made our way back to the dorm in silence. You think everything will be okay? I didn't know, so I didn't respond. PBG was shoving books into his locker. Maybe today? Hey, PBG? Hey. When he realized it was me, he closed off completely. After glancing around, he shut his locker and dashed into the classroom. PBG had been avoiding me ever since the incident at the soccer field. He didn't want to talk to me at all. Sure, we had a bit of a fight. Okay, who am I kidding? It was a huge fight. Still, he couldn't come talk to me about it. He could come talk to me about it rather than avoiding me, right? Give me a second. I want to check something here. Only 5 points still. I sighed. Is it still bothering you? Of course, I'm really worried. Maybe you should try talking to someone else about it. If talking to PBG isn't working. I glanced across the classroom. Shane, John, and PBG were looking at something Shane drew, giggling. I guess you're right. It wasn't until the next day that I got my chance. I ran into John and Shane while heading to class. PBG was nowhere to be seen. Hey! I dashed towards them.
Hey.
Oh, Hana!
What's up?
What's up?
Well,
I fumbled with my fingers. You know how PBG has been working really hard recently? No. He seems tired recently. Haven't you noticed something off with him, John? You're his roommate. Sorry, Hana. I'm usually at the theater, so I haven't been around much. So I'm working harder than usual, but I'm worried that he's working too hard. He's been going to the soccer field every night and practicing for hours. This again? What do you mean? When PBG has something he really cares about, he tends to work extremely hard at it. So this isn't the first time this has happened? Well, from what you're saying, it seems like this one is more extreme than usual. But yes, this has happened before. I don't think it's that big of a deal. You've got to be kidding me. Heat rushed to my face. You didn't see him out there. He's being completely irresponsible. He's running himself into the ground. Someone should do something. He needs help. Hana, I really think he's fine. BBG is just like that sometimes. If you guys won't help him, I will. Oh, what's going on? Ian and Luke were watching my fevered attempts to argue with John and Shane. BBG's being irresponsible and hurting himself. These guys don't even care. Wait, what? Oh my god, he's speaking in Comic Sans. Hana, you're being ridiculous. Without another word, Ian turned on his heel and walked away. Where do you think you're going? You can't just walk off like that. John and Shane followed behind him. You've got to be kidding me. Luke, you understand, right? You and PBG, your Skyward brother bond. Look, I'm not sure I understand what's going on, but I get that you're worried. I get it. And I think that maybe you should try trusting in PBG a little more. Trusting... PBG's a cool dude. He's just not gonna... he's not just gonna go lose his head over something stupid, man. Look, I gotta go, but it was nice talking with y'all. Just like that, I was alone and furious. I'm not gonna sit around while he hurts himself. I'm late. I'm sorry, Miss Shizuka. She pointed to the desk, and I slumped into it with a sigh. Glanced to PBG's seat. Where? Is there something wrong, Miss Mizuno? Won't tolerate speaking out of turn. No, sorry. Turned my gaze to the front of the room, but my mind was elsewhere. PBG hadn't come to class. Next day, I watched the classroom door with worry. Sure enough, the bell rang, class started, and PBG was still was nowhere to be seen. Hana, are you okay? I'm sure he's fine. Yeah. My mind couldn't help wandering to the terrible thoughts. As I watched Shizuka draw pictures on the chalkboard, my mind drifted back to my childhood. Back then, PBG was always needing my help. He'd stub his toe, get chased by a raccoon, or have turned on the television at night and seen a movie about aliens. Each time something bad happened, he'd come running to me to make him feel better. I knew that a lot of time passed between now and then, but the PBG I saw now is so similar to the PBG I knew then. What if he hadn't changed? What if instead of learning how to manage his problems, he just learned to take them inward? And now, instead of asking for help from the people who cared about him, he pushed them away and took it all into his own hands. Now, when he needs help, he takes his anger out on other things or get too absorbed in what he's working on. In that case, if his friends don't see the need to help him, how will he ever get better? And if he hurts himself... Good job, class. I'm leaving now, except for you, Marcus. She placed a paper on one of the more attractive boys' desks. I'll be seeing you in my office. She winked and waltzed out of the classroom. Oh, that's creepy. Holy crap, it's finally going to happen. Shizuka's finally going to hit on his student. Oh, man, there's no way I'm going to miss this. Come on, Hannah. We'll have just enough time to peek in and eat lunch if we're lucky. You go on ahead. I have to talk to John. Seriously? Fine, maybe Jared will come with me. As Maya left the classroom, I approached John and tapped him on the shoulder. John?
What's up?
Oh, hey. Hi, Hannah. What's up? Oh, it's kind of about our conversation yesterday. His brows knit together. What do you need? Well, maybe you didn't come to class again, and I'm worried. You're right. Usually he sneaks in by now. Well, if you want, we can go up and check in the room. Last I saw him, he was still sleeping. Thank you. Together, John and I made our way across campus. As we climbed the stairs to the room, I finally asked him something that had been bothering me for a while. John, where did Jacques go? Jacques? Oh, he's fine? He's installing an update to get a cybertronic beak that can carve through raw iron. Raw iron? Oh yeah, all the cool birds have one nowadays. You know, I couldn't leave him out of the loop, little guy. If you say so. Yeah, I didn't even notice that Jacques' been gone the last few times I've seen John. That just ain't right. I didn't really believe him, but he didn't seem to want to talk about it. Besides, it made about as much sense as anything, John said. And here we are. We stepped into his and PBG's dorm room, and he closed the door behind us. PBG was fast asleep, curled in a tiny ball on the bed. Was it possible for him to be so small when he was 6'2"?
Good morning.
Wake up, beauty queen. PBG shifted over. You gotta be kidding me. He climbed over to PBG's soccer band and began poking him in the side. Wake up, come on.
No.
No, leave me alone, I'm tired. If you don't come to class, you're gonna get kicked out of school. Do you want that? Leave me alone.
No.
Come on. John swept PBG's blankets off of him as like a matador. PBG shrieked and flailed against the bed in a perverse imitation of a toddler's temper tantrum. I don't want to go to school. I'm sleepy. I want to sleep. Let me go to sleep. Oh, man, this is awful. John turned to me. I'm sorry, Hana. Could you leave us alone for a bit? Hana? PBG shot up in his bed, smashing his head against the beams of John's... Ow! That's awesome. Shut up. Leave me alone. I'm up, okay? I'm up. Yeah, Hana here was worried about you, so we came to get you. I shuffled awkwardly back into the entryway. Pardon my intrusion. Hana, He trailed off, the tips of his ears turning pink. I'll be in class after lunch, okay? Sorry, I thought that was John talking for a second. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'll go now. I flew out of the room and headed for the cafeteria. When I got back to class... Damn, it was a total fluke. Shizuka was giving him an application for some college internship program. That's why she winked. Totally thought they were going to get it on, too. That's too bad. What are you grinning about anyhow? Glanced across the room and PBG in his seat. Caught my glance and gave me a thumbs up. Nothing. Oh, you lovebirds. Lovebirds? No, it's not like that. I swear. Yeah, let me know when it gets juicy. Jesus Christ. Alright. I mean, if I'm going to keep right-clicking, I might as well accidentally right-click. I might as well keep fucking saving it. BBG stayed in class that day, and for a few days after that. He looked absolutely exhausted every time I saw him, and rarely responded to what I was saying. At lunch, he ate his food absentmindedly and picked at his dessert, never listening to the conversation. I was worried. He was clearly acting strange, but nobody else seemed to be paying him any attention. I tracked Nick down to ask why, and all he said was, "This has happened before. It just has to run his course." Eventually, I pieced 2 and 2 together. A big game was coming up. Apparently, if Asagao won, they would be significantly better in the chances of getting to the finals. I didn't understand why, but they'd be able to lose 2 games instead of only the 1. As the deadline approached, PBG got more anxious. Then, one day, he didn't show up to class at all. He's still not here. What's going on? This is the second day PBG just hasn't come to class. Luke glanced at PBG's seat. I guess you're right. Don't be sad. I glanced up at Ian in surprise. No? Ian rolled his eyes. He's not hurting himself. There's no problem. He can make his own decisions. You got... Hang on. I know Brutal Moose enough. You got yourself to worry about. This tournament isn't going to win itself. He grinned and my throat caught. The tournament? I'd been so worried I hadn't been practicing at all. That's what I thought. You can't make this easy for us, Hana. We really will beat you if you don't work hard at it. You're right. Ian shook his head and walked away. When finally registered that Ian left, Luke followed. I shouldered my bag. Maya was nowhere to be seen, so I headed home to do some practice. Ah, damn it. No matter how hard I tried, I wasn't getting any better. I'd stayed in the same score and rank range since last week. How was I going to beat Ian in this? Oh, the show's back on. I turned the volume up just slightly, resuming my training. Welcome back to PB&J. Remember, if you hear that name somewhere else, we totally thought of it first. Tonight, I'm bringing you a very special show because, as you might notice, my partner has fallen asleep. Uh-oh. Don't worry, I won't be doing anything too bad to the guy, but, he has lots of fears, and I figured I'd do something to help him combat those. Sound of wet plastic echoed out of the radio. When John next spoke, his voice was muffled. Now then, PBG, wake up, I have come for you. What? There was a second pause over the radio. I held my breath, and then... I really want to know what the fuck just happened. What? Everything about that was ridiculous. Oh, good. My tournament points have gone up. I know I need a certain point to be able to actually win. John started laughing, but his muffled voice made it sound absolutely demonic. I should have made more of my life when I had the chance. I have so many things to tell people. Jeff, if you're out there, I secretly consider you a really good friend. And Josh, I'm really jealous of your beard. And Hana, Whoa there, boy. There was a rustling as John took off whatever he was wearing. It's only me. John? Come over to Daddy. Come hug me. I'm sorry for hurting you. What? Quiet shuffling sound and then someone being pat on the back. There. I'm sorry. It's over now. It was you? Of course it was me, you numbnut. I've never been so happy to see you. These two. For a long while, it's just the rustling and patting of PBG was presumably being calmed down. I smiled. Whether it was obvious or not, John cared about PBG. He was trying to cheer him up, too, in his own special way. Despite that, I still worried. PBG didn't sound any less stressed. If anything, he sounded a bit more so. I bit my lip. I'd been worried about this literally all day. I just had to do something to get my mind off of it. The radio show was hosted in Azalea Art Center, wasn't it? That's where they took me after the Flower Festival. There was no problem simply popping by, right? Just to wish him luck before the big game? This wasn't weird at all. Entered Azalea Art Center and made my way through the halls to the radio showroom. Show was still going, so I couldn't just barge in. Instead, I stood outside the door, waiting for PBG and John to finish up. It's a bad idea. I sighed. What was I really doing here? Why did I care so much? He was right. If PBG wanted to do something, it was none of my business whether he did it. It didn't ruin his life. He didn't have to make his decisions taking me into consideration. But I didn't just feel concerned for him. I also felt a little responsible for him. Back when we were little, I was the only one who watched out for PBG. I protected him from people who made fun of him. I chased down boys who tripped him on purpose. I even punched a kid in the face after I saw him shove PBG down on the ground, on the concrete. We're only a few months apart in age, but he was always felt like a little brother to me. It's hard for me to say anything, to see him as anything different now. Even now, as he was so insanely tall and clearly had things together. Well, as together as obsessively destroying yourself over a silly soccer game could be. Should have punched me if you were so scared. What if I was an actual alien? Then punching you wouldn't make much of a difference. You don't know that. John and PBG walked right past me, too deep in the argument to even notice I was standing there. I gently cleared my throat. Oh, Hana, it's just you. What are you doing here? John glanced from me to PBG and smiled like a Cheshire cat. Hey, I gotta get going, but I'll leave you two here. Take your time, too. We have permission to be out, so we won't be getting into any trouble. I smiled at him, and he winked at me. PBG was pink. So, why are you here? Well, shit. I didn't really think about what I should say once I was here. Also, I just wanted to see him to put my mind at ease. Yes, he was alive, and yes, he was in one piece. He didn't even look that bad. Much better than he had the last few days. Maybe he'd been using that time to catch up on sleep. But he still shouldn't be missing out on much class. What should I say? I've been conflicted. I feel like you're pushing yourself too hard, but I know how important this is to you. I just want to do something to help. I stopped. I wanted to give him something, but what? No, you don't have to do that. Fumbled around in my jacket looking for anything that might serve as a good gift. There was nothing but my body. Oh, wait. Stepping forward, I wrapped my arms around him in a hug. My head just barely reached his chest. It was more like hugging his stomach than hugging him. His heart was beating rapidly just under my ear, and he went stiff as a door. Maybe this wasn't the right thing. He shifted a little under me, and then I felt two long arms wrap themselves around me too. Something prickly and heavy hit the top of my head. Thank you, Hana. As he spoke, vibrations tickled my head and face. No problem. Stood like that for some time, longer than was strictly necessary for a friendly hug, but I didn't mind. In fact, I kind of liked it. I knew this was the right answer. God, finally getting some goddamn groundwork here. It was different from the normal kind of hug I got from my parents. Something seemed different, but I couldn't put my finger on it. God, no. I only clicked the left. Finally, he pulled away. As I smiled at him, I realized what was weird. My heart was beating like crazy. BBG's face was a rosy pink, and I was sure mine was the same. He cleared his throat. Well then, I guess I'll just have to be going now then. He started walking backwards towards the door, not taking his eyes off me. Yeah, good, yeah. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, no problem. Will I see you at the game tomorrow? You know you will. I beamed at him and he beamed back. Great, man, I'm so excited. There's no way we'll fail. He chuckled. Thanks, Hana. I didn't do anything. No, you definitely did. He hit the door with a loud bang. Jerking around, he grabbed the handle and tried to pull it open, but it didn't budge. It's a push door? He pushed on the door so hard that when it opened, he flung himself right out into the night air. Stood there for a few seconds processing what happened. I've been there. Just as the door swung closed, he turned to wave to me. That was well worth the wait. Adorable. The afternoon of the big game. The sun was harsh and the air was heavy. The humidity was almost unbearable. Going outside felt like walking into an indoor swimming pool. It was finally halftime of the soccer match. The score was even, 3-3, but Asagao's biggest rivals, the Morai Fates, were being extremely aggressive. One player in particular already got a yellow card and was consistently getting into minor scrapes. So far, no one was hurt, but there were plenty of moments where Asagao might have been able to score had they been avoiding his risky lunches. It wasn't looking good. Yuji was in great form, but stress had taken its toll. Sarah was matted with sweat, and beads of it rolled down his face. He waved his arms around vigorously, talking to Jeff, who was being just as enthusiastic back. Doesn't look like it's going very well. Don't worry. We just got to believe in the team. Nintendo 101, that's a fantastic book. It's a good book, good read. All children should read a book like that. You say so. I didn't feel good about this. Not at all. PBG and the rest of the team jogged back onto the field. He got into position this time as the center forward, directly opposing the rogue player from Morai. I have a bad feeling about this. The whistle blew as my turn to me. If you keep acting like that, you'll drag the team down. Come on, why can't you... PBG! Uh-oh. PBG was on the ground, holding his leg, writhing in pain. The rogue player stood above him, a smirk on his face. The Asagao students in the stand lost their minds. Foul words flew around us. If anything, it seemed a riot was imminent. The referee ran out of the field and spoke to PBG. He shook his head and tried to stand on his leg, only to instantly collapse again. Oh my god, the dude went for the shins. Oh, that's red card right there. That's fucking red card. That dude is out for the... Okay, not the season, but he's out for the next few games. He's gotta be. I don't understand. What happened? That player basically trapped BBG's ankles between his feet and twisted it on purpose. It looked like some kind of judo move. Yeah, highly illegal. That was no judo. Finally, Stretcher arrived for the main building along with Mr. McPasta. PBG was gently placed on the stretcher and rolled off the field. My heart sunk as I watched him roll past me, his face contorted in pain. How are we going to win without PBG? He's our best player. Jeff can't handle the rest by himself. I can't stay here. I'm going to go check on PBG, okay? You can't go to the nurse's office. They won't even let you in. Patted him on the shoulders and stood. I'll make them let me in. Wow. I couldn't explain why seeing PBG in pain left me feeling so uneasy, but I felt like I was going to be in constant stress until I saw. I want to know what happened to that player. I want to know that he got fucking red carded, because that is so goddamn illegal. If the ref caught exactly what happened, red card absolutely has to happen. Couldn't explain why seeing PBG in pain left me feeling so uneasy, but I felt like I was kind of stressed until I saw him. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, if he was hurt worse, what if his leg was broken? Leg might not be broken, but that ankle's fucked up. He might have lost his season. As I scurried to the nurse's office, I tried to keep the worst possibility from my mind, but it kept whispering through like a ghost. PBG wouldn't be able to play anymore. There was no way. Opened the door to the nurse's office myself. It was still and quiet, a far cry from the chaos of the soccer field. Sun was pouring through the open window, curtains fluttering slightly in the breeze. I glanced around for Mr. McPasta, but he was nowhere to be found. PBG's legs formed long lumps underneath the bed, his feet sticking up in the air like flags. It didn't seem like anyone else was sick. Slipped through the curtains that were hung around him for privacy and pulled a stool right up next to his bed. He lay still, eyes closed. Was he sleeping? How did he fall asleep so fast? Then it hit me. He hadn't been sleeping before this. Of course he fell asleep. In the distance, I heard cheers. I stood and peeked out the window, seeing the Asagao students in a frenzy and the players cheering. Somehow, we still managed to win. Sat back down and brushed PBG's hair out of his face. Mr. McPasta obviously helped him clean up a bit, and his face was no longer covered in the dirt and sweat of the game. I glanced at his legs snug under the sheets. I couldn't tell what was wrong. Should I take a peek? No, don't look. PBG shifted and I glanced at him. Ugh. He blinked a few times and then looked up at me. Hana, what are you doing here? The game. Did we win the game? What happened? I glanced towards the open window. We won. He scanned my face and frowned. What's wrong? Tears filled my eyes. I was so worried about you, you big idiot. I leaned over and hugged him. What? Arms encircled me. The arms were surprisingly strong. If you don't mind. Ah! I flung PBG away from me. Where did you come from? I've been here the whole time. What? PBG, I am sorry to say that you won't be playing anymore this season. PBG's eyes fell. He didn't say anything. The injury itself isn't so incredibly bad, but it will take a few weeks to heal. At this point, the stress of practicing and playing would prevent it from healing properly. You try to push it, this improper healing will create scar tissue and forever limit the strength and flexibility of your leg. Please do not try to play. Even walking around campus will be more than enough stress. This campus is so poopin' huge. Poopin'? I'm sorry, PBG. Put a hand on his arm and he didn't react. Hey, it's okay. The team won this game, right? They're in line to do pretty well this season. You're their captain and you've done a great job of training them, so... Gentle hand rested itself on my shoulder and looked up at Creeps. I think it would be best if you let him rest a bit. Yes, sir. I stood and with one last pat on PBG's shoulders, left. Just as I got to the door, I remembered something. PBG? He was crying. I turned back around and left the room, pretending I saw nothing. Yeah, saw that happen. Saw that coming. Couldn't believe this happened to him. This is his worst nightmare. Wasn't there some way I could help him? But as I headed back to my room, a small, self-satisfied thought popped into my head. I told him so. That is not a good thought to have. I'll take this slide, and you can mind the movements while I'm... PBG, are you listening? Oh, I'm sorry, what was that? It was the day after PBG's injury. His knee was wrapped in a brace and his ankle was stiffly bandaged to keep it from moving too much. He shouldn't even be walking on it, but he insisted on coming to class as if everything was normal. I'll read this slide and you can do the movements. Sure. No matter what I tried, it was as if he was on another planet. Hey, how are you feeling? I'm fine. Are you sure? You can always come talk to me if you need to. I don't want to be rude, but you're not the easiest person to talk to about this. What? What do you mean? He sighed. This is exactly what you said would happen. A hot jet of shame roared down my back. Yeah, but it's fine. I don't want to talk about it. It's not my fault I was right. Oh, Hana, come on, girl. Stop that. You got to stop that shit. Oh. Rest of the day passed slowly. PBG didn't end up getting any better. Mostly he just stared at his desk. He tried to move as little as possible. And I wasn't the only one who noticed. Still, there was nothing we could do. In the middle of my worries, I saw a familiar green jacket and a bushel of brown hair. John! He about jumped a foot into the air. What? What? I'm sorry, I didn't do it. It was a mistake, really. I didn't know he would break like that.
What's up?
Oh, Hana, what's on your mind? What was that about? What's on your mind? I asked you a question. His eyes narrowed. What's on your mind? Sorry, never mind. I mean, BBG's been really, really sad since he got injured. It's like the life got sucked out of him. I was hoping there was something we could do to cheer him up. Yeah, he's been having trouble. Yeah, he's been having trouble getting out of bed in the morning. He hasn't even been practicing for the tournament like he's supposed to. At this rate, we'll definitely lose. Yes, but I really wanted to make him happy.
No.
This cannot stand. We cannot lose to those hidden block scum. So, what's your idea? That's why I came to you. Oh my god, Hana, my sister just got back from this huge spa trip. Wait, you have a sister? It's not fair. I wish I could have gone, but she didn't even fight me. What's the point of being related to rich people when they don't let you do the cool things? My, that's it. What is? We should take a trip to... I pause and lean in to whisper. Hot Springs. Do you hear something? What's that dust cloud in the distance? What the shit? Okay, that genuinely surprised the shit out of me. Holy fucking hell. I actually need to catch my breath. What the yes, Hana. Did somebody say fan service? No. Yes. You know what? I think that's where we're gonna end it, guys. Oh my god, that was... Okay. That seems like a perfect place to end it for tonight. I'm sorry. I'm just... That took the last of the energy out of me. So thank you guys on YouTube for watching this. You guys are fantastic. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good crap. Show me that you're loving this. And hey, if you're not loving this, show this to someone who you hate. Maybe make them suffer as well. Anyway, as always, you guys... You take care and you stay wonderful, and I will catch you next time.